This summer we have created the most simple homeschool rhythm, routine, schedule, whatever you want to call it, and I have been loving it so much we're going to be carrying it on into the next school year. Hi guys, I'm Chantel and I write over at Intentional Homeschooling, and today I want to share the most simple homeschool schedule, routine, rhythm, checklist, whatever, fill in the blank, whatever you want to call it. Every year it seems like we're getting more and more simplified in our homeschool, which I love because that gives us space for things that we enjoy. And I know we all have a lot going on in our lives. Even when there's a pandemic and everything is shut down, there's still tons of other things going on in life. So why not simplify the things we can? So this summer I kind of set up like a really simple 3-part homeschool checklist for my kids. For lack of better terminology, I guess it is a checklist because I like them to be able to see that they've actually accomplished what they need to. So it is actually technically a checklist, but it's not as rigid maybe as that might sound. So I know this is going to be like way too simplified for some people, and I still plan on doing a video really soon about should you unschool, and is unschooling like for you? Does it fit your personality? Does it suit your family? I will do that soon, but I have like some of these videos that I wanted to get out first because I'm just really excited about them. And I am excited about that one too, but you know, you gotta pick something to be first, I guess. So for each of my kids, I have given them 3 things that I want them to do every day. Like besides, you know, like the brush the teeth and like that kind of stuff, but like 3 educational things I want them to do every day. I did take some time and set some goals with them, help them set some goals for themselves, and then I set some goals for them. I was thinking about doing that in a video, sharing that, but the more I think about it, the more I might just like write a blog post about that. So check back on the blog when I have that post put up. I will leave a link below. So I have 3 things for each of my kids. Both of them, I want them to read for 15 minutes each day. Now, here's the thing. My kids both really like reading, but they forget that they like reading because it takes some energy to start. So I have been a little bit sneaky and I told them I want them to read for 15 minutes each day, but often they will actually read for more than 15 minutes. The real kick is just to get them started reading, and then they're like, oh, but I want to finish this chapter. Oh, I want to finish, you know, like these 2 chapters, whatever. So for me, reading is really important. We learn so many things from reading, and it's a really important aspect of our home and our homeschool, and so that is one of the things I want them to do each day. The second thing that I want them to do each day is actually different for both of them. So for my daughter, she is reading through the Bible in a year, and so I have Bible on her list for the day. We are currently going through the Read Scripture plan. It's like kind of chronological, but not like 100% chronological. So I want her to do that every day. So she has to do her reading for the day, and then she can check that off her list. For my son, fine motor has always been a bit of a struggle for him. He's not the kind of kid that writes things on his own. He doesn't take initiative. That's not fun for him. So I do have on his list to write every day. And more specifically, I have printed out Bible verses for him to copy out. At one point in time, I was trying to get him to copy it directly from the Bible, but it was just hard for him to track that way. So I copied and pasted Bible verses onto paper, copy and paste like on the computer. I printed out Bible verses, but I did it in a large font so that it was easier for him to see where he was. And then some verses are longer than others. So what I've done is I've actually like highlighted in different colors, like so yellow is one day and then orange is another day, and so he knows exactly what portion he needs to copy out each day. And so far that's been working really well. I know he needs more fine motor writing practice, and this is a great way to do it because he's also reading Bible verses and writing at the same time. Okay, and then the third thing is very open and vague, but I want them to work on some kind of project every day. They don't have to complete a project. This is really open to interpretation. I told them it couldn't be Lego because they're going to play Lego every day, all day, as much as they can anyway. I wanted it to be something kind of different, out of the norm. So they've gotten quite creative with this. My daughter has done some drawing. She likes the YouTube channel Draw So Cute, and she drew a family one day. And then another day she went and she like colored it all in. And they're currently doing a Lego a YouTube show that they've created. I wanted them to put some effort in, and then I was going to share it online. If they have another episode up by the time this video goes up, I will leave that linked below. It is like a Lego mystery show where every episode they solve a mystery, I guess, and they want, I guess their target audience is other kids, and I think it's adorable. I love the effort that goes into thinking about what they're going to do, writing out kind of like their script or their outline, they're filming, they're editing, my daughter's uploading it to YouTube. Like, there's so much that goes on there, so any portion of that they work on is a part of their project for the day. My son has started some science experiments. Currently he put a bean into a jar to watch it grow, and then my son it's been a bit more of a struggle for him because he doesn't quite know all his different interests and everything yet. So there has been some days where I've just like let him play outside and let that count as his project, but as time goes I'm going to try to like help him think of more ideas there. So because I took some time and sat down with my kids and created some goals with them, some things that they wanted to accomplish by this time next year, my plan is for some days for their projects to be related to those goals so that they can slowly be chipping away at them. So one of my daughter's goals, I think, is to have 10 more Lego shows up on YouTube. Obviously in a year that should definitely be possible. So then when they, you know, film and edit a show, she's working towards that bigger goal. One of the big points here is currently I am letting them mostly choose when they work on these projects or like do their reading or their writing. Okay, life with a toddler, he totally just came in and now I lost track of where I was. You know, that's motherhood, homeschooling life, all the things. Okay, I was talking about letting them set their own schedule. Ideally, I want them to be done by 7 in the evening. Well, ideally I would love that for them just to do it first thing in the morning, but that's not quite realistic. I get that. Ideally, then, second ideally, is by 7 in the evening. I do have a kid that has kind of been putting it off every day, and I think maybe hoping that I forget, and then at 7 is having to do all the things. But I'm hoping this will be a learning experience. I don't want to have to get to like constantly be hounding, but you know, this is a learning experience. We will hopefully get better at this and see how that goes. So I know this is like super simple, 3 things. I know a lot of people will be like, but what about math? But what about this? But what about that? I get that. I'm gonna talk more about all that yet. You can also check out my free like workshop that I have about unschooling with intention, where I kind of talk about all that stuff, but we are still covering all of that. Don't worry, don't freak out, but that comes up more in our everyday life. I find that these 3 things, this is kind of how I live my life. Like, I read the Bible every day, I try to read a book every day, and I'm always working on some kind of project or like mini projects. You know, my website, for example, my YouTube channels, I've got a number of different things going on, and I enjoy having these different creative outlets, and I want my kids to have the same. So this is my way of encouraging that. I also purposefully leave a lot of time in the day for them to explore other interests that they might have and like build all of the Lego things, because that is something that they just love doing. So for that is the reason that there's only 3 things on the list and not like 10 things on the list. Yes, I could like give them a bunch more ideas of things to do, but I want them to have time to be kids, time to explore their interests, and time to be bored so that they can, you know, create in the end as well. Okay, so that's all for this video. I believe that next week I will probably have a homeschool during the summer day in the life kind of video, so you can see how this actually plays out in our everyday. And then after that I will probably do my unschooling slash do unschool slash what kind of personality works best for unschooling, whatever I'm going to call that. But you know, I'm aware that life happens and things may juggle around a bit, so that's my current plan, but it's open to a little bit of change. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helps you, and let me know in the comments below if what you're doing this summer, what you are going to do for your schedule for the fall, and if there's anything here that struck a chord with you.